Hello and welcome to this video. Here we will discuss the topic osteoarthritis. So before we progress with this video, if you are new to my channel, then please subscribe to our channel and press on the bell icon. Please watch this video till the end. Let's first start with the definition. Osteoarthritis is an degenerative joint disease and it is also known as degenerative arthritis or the degenerative joint disease. It's a group of mechanical abnormalities involving degeneration of joints, including articular cartilage and subchondral bone. Classification of osteoarthritis: it's of primary osteoarthritis and the secondary osteoarthritis. Causes of primary osteoarthritis is mainly aging, mechanical stress, and heredity. For secondary osteoarthritis, causes are obesity, acute trauma, surgery, congenital abnormalities, gout, rheumatoid arthritis or other inflammatory conditions, diabetes or other hormone disorders. Types of osteoarthritis are nodal generalized osteoarthritis, crystal osteoarthritis, osteoarthritis of premature onset. First is nodal generalized osteoarthritis. In this, Haberdon's nodes are seen, Bouchard's nodes, carpometacarpal joint of thumb, hallux, knees and hips, apophyseal joints are affected. In the crystal associated osteoarthritis, there is calcium pyrophosphates dihydrate occurs and mainly in elderly women and principally affects the knee. Osteoarthritis of premature onset occurs in previous meniscectomy and hemochromatosis. Pathology of osteoarthritis is it's an degenerative condition primarily affecting the articular cartilage. So the first change is observed in the increase in water content and depletion of the proteoglycans from the cartilage matrix and repeated weight bearing on the such cartilage leads to a fibrillation. The cartilage gets abraded by the grinding mechanism at work at the point of contact between the opposing articular surface until eventually the underlying bone is exposed. With other rubbing, the subchondral bone becomes hard and glossy. Meanwhile, the bone at the margins of the joint hypertrophies to form a rim of projecting spurs known as the osteophytes. A similar mechanism results in the formation of subchondral cyst and the sclerosis. The loose flakes of cartilage inside the synovial inflammation and thickening of the capsule, leading to deformity and stiffness of the joint. Often, one component of a joint is affected more than the other. For example, the knee joint, the medial compartment is affected more than the lateral, leading to a varus deformity, that is genu varum. Now let's see the clinical features. So this osteoarthritis is mainly occurs In the elderly people, mostly in the major joints of the lower limb, frequently bilaterally seen, and there is a geographical variation in the joints involved depending upon the probably upon the daily activities of population. The hip joint is commonly affected in the population with western living habits, while the knee is involved more commonly in the population with Asian living habits, that is, habits of squatting and sitting cross legged. Pain is a earliest symptom. It occurs intermittently in the beginning but becomes constant over months or a year. Initially, it is a dull pain and comes on starting an activity after a period of rest, but later it becomes worse and cramp like and comes after activity. Of course, crepitus may be complained by some patient, and swelling of joint is usually a late feature and is due to the effusion caused by inflammation of the synovial tissues. Stiffness is initially due to the pain and muscle spasm, but later capsular contracture and incongruity of the joint surface contribute to it, and other symptoms are a feeling of instability of the joint and locking resulting from the loose bodies and frayed menisci. Osteoarthritis of the distal interphalangeal joints. This patient has the typical clinical findings of advanced osteoarthritis of distal interphalangeal joints, including large form swellings called Haberdon's nodes, some of which are tender and red due to associated inflammation of the particular tissues as well as the joints. A patient with typical osteoarthritis of knees, in the normal standing posture, there is a mild varus angulation of the knee joints due to the symmetrical osteoarthritis of the medial tibiofemoral compartments. Special investigations are blood test, which comes normal, and radiological features are cartilage loss, subchondral sclerosis, cyst, osteophytes. Radiographical classification is: stage 1 is bony spurs only, stage 2 is narrowing of joint space less than half of the normal joint space, stage 3 is narrowing of joint space more than half of the normal joint space, stage 4 is obliteration of joint space, and stage 5 is subluxation or secondary lateral arthrosis. On examination, there will be tenderness on the joint line, crepitus on the moving the joint, irregular and enlarged looking joint due to the formation of peripheral osteophytes, deformity, that is varus of knee, flexion, adduction, external rotation of the hip, effusion rare and transient, terminal limitation of joint movement, subluxation detected on ligament testing, and wasting of quadriceps femoris muscle. Management requires a team approach targeted towards educating the patient and the family, educating and sometimes altering the patient's lifestyle, prescribing physical therapy, offering assistive devices, then pharmacotherapy, surgery, or any alternative therapy. First, educating the patient. Frequently, explanation of the distinction between degenerative arthritis and inflammatory arthritis reassures the patient. They need to know that significant disability is unusual in degenerative arthritis, and continued activity of everyday living will not accelerate the degenerative process. Lifestyle changes by doing regular exercise, by reducing weight, especially if obese. Obese patients should be evaluated by the dietitian and given dietary instructions on weight reduction. Physical therapy, exercise prescribed by a physiotherapist has been shown to more effective than medication in treating osteoarthritis of the knee. Functional gait and balance training has been recommended to address the impairment of proprioception, balance, and strength in individuals with lower extremity arthritis, as this can contribute to higher fall in older individuals. Offering assistive devices like splints, base support, cane, etc. In the medication, analgesic, NSAIDs, steroids, oral or local injections, surgery, high tibial osteotomy, joint replacement surgery, other arthroscopic surgical interventions, alternative medicines like supporting diet with vitamin A, C, E, and also with calcium, ginger, turmeric, omega 3 fatty acids, chondroitin sulfate, and glucosamine. So, this was all about osteoarthritis. Now, let's see how to differentiate between the osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. So, characteristic findings in osteoarthritis are osteophytes and new bone formation. In the rheumatoid arthritis, there is an juxta-articular osteoporosis, osteophytes and new bone formation usually absent. Joints involved in osteoarthritis are distal interphalangeal joints of hand, that is Haberdon's node, proximal interphalangeal joints of hand, that is Bouchard's node, and first carpometacarpal joint, hip, and the knee joint. In the rheumatoid arthritis, wrist joint, metacarpophalangeal joints, proximal interphalangeal joint, knee and hip joints. Joints which are not involved in osteoarthritis are metacarpophalangeal joints and wrist joints. In the rheumatoid arthritis, lumbar spine, distal interphalangeal joints are not involved. If you have found value in this video, please don't forget to like, share and comment this video, and let me know which topic would you like me to develop next. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.